Hello and welcome back. Now, today, you've probably seen from the thumbnail, and the title of this video, what we're actually doing. So I've bought myself one of those train horns that runs off a little compressor. So the Dodge Ram's quite big, so there's a lot of room to put this, right? Now, let me show you it. So this is the compressor. So as you can see, it's quite big. It's quite heavy as well, yeah. I have tested it works. I even tried the horn. It is loud. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So these are actually, I'm presuming, aluminium horns. They're not plastic anyway. But yeah, this is loud and this is awesome. So in the kit, apart from the compressor and the horns, you get some pipe. You get a bracket for the horn. You get some bolts. Ignore those for a moment. PTF tape and a fuse holder. Now, what I've done, okay, to save myself a massive job is buy myself a wiring loom, yeah, for the compressor. Because basically what I'm going to do, this compressor cuts off automatically when it builds up a certain amount of pressure. Now, you can just hook it up to the car and it'll, when you use a bit, it'll automatically fill up and whatever, right? Now, this was not the dearest kit, right? So we're not 100% sure how long this is going to last. This may last like 10 years, this may last like a year. I have no idea. If the pipe bust, say, or split while you're at work or something like that, it will obviously leak air and then the compressor would cut in as your car's parked. You know you're going to come back on a flat battery. So this wiring loom has a switch on it somewhere. I've got to shorten it and alter it and everything else. This wiring loom, by the way, is actually for a light bar, but this is 40 amp. Apparently this only needs a 20 amp to run it, so I'm presuming this is good enough to do it, so we'll find out. So there's a switch. I've actually got the switch already. So like I say, there's the fuse holder. It's all built in, so it just saves so much work. I hate wiring, okay? Now I want this on a switch so you can switch it on or off, yeah? So when you hear it's full up, you can turn it off manually. So if ever the pipe busts, it won't keep compressing to make air. And then I'm not going to end up in the problem where you come back and you've got a flat battery. I mean, that may never happen, but it's just a bit of a concern of mine. Now the horn, you have to run on a separate circuit. So what I'm actually going to do with the horn, because it just goes beep, here in the UK, you're not allowed like musical horns. Well, you are, but they have to be on a separate circuit. You can't have that as your main horn. Now I'm actually going to connect this to my main horn. So when you press the steering, on the steering wheel for the horn, it will go beep, really loud. Yeah? Well, more like a brrrr or something, yeah? Not quite sure. I only very briefly tested it here and we were deaf for quite a while. So yeah, there's quite a bit, it's good. It's a decent kit, to be honest. Here's the installation instructions in case you decide to buy it yourself and it's missing. So, to mount this into the Dodge Ram, there's plenty of room, but there's actually nothing that I wanted to bolt it straight to. I sort of wanted it in the front behind the bumper. I didn't really want it underneath at the back like some people do it, because I thought you got to run the wire the whole length of the car and I couldn't be bothered. I thought if I put it under the bonnet somewhere, or between the radiator and the bumper, there's a big gap there, and I thought, we can mount it there. But there is nothing physically to bolt it to, so I've had to make a bracket. So this is what I've been doing, and this is what I made earlier. It's like Art Attack, this, isn't it? Yes, there we go. Now, this will become more apparent later. Don't mock my welding. I'm not a welder. I'm not a professional welder. I have no idea what I'm doing. It's just that I know if I hit this with a hammer, it does not break. Yeah, so it's welded enough for what I need it for. And a bit of paint on there, you won't really see how bad it is, yeah? I don't think it's terrible. Well, it's not great, but it's not like the worst welding you've ever seen. At least it is, yeah? So this is what I made. Now, like I say, this will come more apparent tomorrow. I'm showing you this now because I want to paint this black before I put it on, and the paint takes ages to dry. So I will come back to you in 1 second. So there you go, that's painted black. All right, so this is a bit heavy duty steel. It's not like ridiculous heavy duty, but it's heavy duty and more than I actually need to do the job. But I actually have like 10 lengths of this that somebody threw out. So, yeah, it's coming in use. But But like I say, this will become more apparent tomorrow when I bolt the compressor to it and I fit it into the car, and you'll be like, ah, yes. So if you're wondering why I haven't filmed this, this would have been the entire video. This has taken me ages to make this, at least a couple of nights. I started on it a few days ago, and then I've just finished it off today. So I've just linked this wiring loom up to the compressor, just very, very bodged up, just to try it. Yeah. Oh yeah. See, there's air coming out all the time. So if this pipe ever split, and you have this wide up just randomly to your car, if the pipe went, it would just keep running. I imagine this draws quite a lot of electricity. I don't think you'd want to run it really without your engine going. You can hear it doesn't sound fully charged. So, before I bolted all this in, that wiring kit I got was no good for this, unfortunately, so I've had to adapt it. So I've had to upgrade all the wires. The relay is the same one as what it recommends in the instructions on here, right? It's actually the same relay. So what I've done is I've upgraded the main wire that'll go to the compressor, and I've upgraded the wire that goes to the battery. I've left the switch wire the same because this blue wire, the original wire, I thought it was getting hot. I thought it was going to melt, and then this one was getting hot as well. So I've upgraded this and I've re-put them in this, what you call it, connector. The switch wire doesn't get warm at all, so I'm presuming the switch wires are right. I suppose that is only flicking the relay. So now it actually all works good and it doesn't get too hot, because like I say, the other one, I thought I'd better check this for them. But this wire here got that hot you could hardly touch it. Yeah, so that's no good. And of course we've got the original fuse holder, but the wire's half the thickness. So yeah, that again started to get hot. Not as quick as the main wire, but it did get hot. So I thought we'll change that as well. I'd rather have the I'd rather upgrade all the wiring, to be honest. So that's what we've done. So yeah, what we're going to do next is mount the tank to my bracket. Yeah. So this is where my air tank's going to go. Nicely hidden behind the front bumper. Yeah, nice and out the way. Not near anything, not going to damage anything. So yeah, let's get it on. So that's it in. Just checking it's not going to fall off. Yeah, look at that. So what we're going to do now is wire it in with my wiring kit that I've adapted. Yeah, though I may shorten it. It doesn't really need to be that long. There is a connector in the middle. But to push it through the car, I may cut it off, push it through. I'll probably push that in through. Just reconnect it underneath the dashboard. We'll see, we'll see. So it's all in. I've got to tidy up the wiring. I haven't done this yet. I'm going to put it like neatly. Yeah, it's all in. Yeah, I must admit I didn't show too much. I've just got to tidy the bit up under there. There's the connector thing. All I've done is shortened it, so I've just got to tie that up, and yeah, it's working. So let's now get the horn on. So this all works. We've got the pipe on, we've put the horn on. I've only put one bolt in. It doesn't seem to, you know, but I might have to put another one in. It wasn't quite wide enough to drill another hole, but we'll have to see about that. Wires go up. So because I'm wiring this onto the standard horn, right, it's a bit more awkward. Bear with me. There's two like little bull horns. There's one there, and I don't know if you can see the other one. There's one bit just there. So I've disconnected both. All right, there they are. Now I have tested this. Now these little clips are a nightmare. You want to put a screwdriver in between here and wedge them up. Now, I don't really want to cut the plug off, and I don't want to put one of them stupid joiners in either. So what I'm thinking of doing is, get the phone right, bear with me. So, here in the UK, you have to take your vehicle for an MOT. Now, I don't think this air horn, you can have it for an MOT. So this is a bit bodgy here, so don't knock me. I've got one of these like, oh, there you go, little connectors. I've cut one off, and I'm thinking of putting one in like that, one in like that, because it does work. I have tried it, but I'm thinking of doing this because then when it comes to the MOT, I can just unplug it and plug the original horn back in, you know, and that'll be perfect. So I know it's a little bit bodgy, but I mean, it's not gonna, it fits in there nice and snug. It's not gonna touch or anything. Yeah. I mean, I might come up with a better idea than that, but I don't really want to cut the plug off. So this is my best option at the moment. So that's it in and done at the moment. Like I say, just ignore the dodgy little connector. Let's ignore that. But yeah, so it's very good. So it has just rained really heavy, really quickly. Now let me show you what it's like. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I recommend the train horn. It was about £80, I think, so it's not too bad for that money. Obviously, you know, some of them are like £300 or £400, which they probably are a lot better, but yeah, it's good for 80 quid. So yeah, thank you for watching, and see you all very soon in the next video.